Hey guys, Marco Garcia here. Thank you so much for joining me in day 5 of our bootcamp series. This is actually part of the extended bootcamp. I was initially going to do only a 4-day bootcamp for last week. But like I said, last week we had tons of very positive feedback in regards to the bootcamp. And so I decided to extend it for this week for another 2 sessions. So we have session 5 today, and then we're going to have session 6 on Wednesday at the same time, 12 p.m. U.S. Eastern. So those of you who are here, thank you for joining. As usual, we're going to do a sound and video check just to make sure that you guys can hear and see everything properly. So if you guys can see the screen and you can hear my voice, please go ahead and type in yes in the chat box. As you do that, we're going to wait for a few more minutes for more people to join us so that we can begin. So if you can hear and see the screen, please go ahead and type in yes in the chat box, just to make sure that everybody can hear and see the presentation before we get started. Okay, so go ahead and type in yes if you can hear me and see me. So far, we have about, we have 115 people that are here so far. So thank you for replying yes. I'm seeing all of you guys typing in your yes. So that means that the audio and the video is working perfectly. Okay, so yeah, for those of you who are just joining, please go ahead and type in yes if you can hear my voice and if you can see the screen. You should be able to see the title that says Bootcamp Week Day 5. Okay, so just one more minute before we begin, just to make sure that we have as many people as possible in the room. At this moment, we have 127 people. So we're going to wait for one more minute, and then we'll go ahead and launch Bootcamp Week Day number 5. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining, please go ahead and type in yes if you can hear my voice and if you can see the screen. We usually do this audio checks just to make sure that everybody can hear and see correctly before we begin. Okay, so it seems that we are good to go. You guys can hear and see, so we'll go ahead and get started. So in our last session of last week, we discussed in detail our branding process. And so we talked about how to go through the onboarding process so that you can get your labels done. I actually show you the dashboard, and I show you the 2 different options of how you can get your labels completed. One option is to have a designer of your choice or yourself create your labels and then just send them to us so that we can review and approve. And then the other option is that you send your logo and your label concept to my branding team so that they can create the labels for the products that you need based on your logo and your label concept. And like I said before, I show you guys in detail how to work through the dashboard so that you can get the label task completed. Okay. And so today we're going to talk about the last task in your onboarding process, which is task number 3, online store and integration. Okay. Now, one important thing is that you need to complete tasks number 1 and 2 before you proceed to task number 3. Okay, I see a good number of clients requesting their online store design and integration, and they haven't completed their label process yet. And so it is important that you know that you need to complete task number 1, which is selecting your SKUs. And you also need to fully complete task number 3, which is your branding, your label designs. And the reason for that is because for us to build or for us to integrate your store, you need to have your labels and your 3D mockups and your FDA regulatory approval already completed for your labels, so that we can properly and quickly either create your store for you if that's what you signed up for, or so that we can quickly integrate your store without further delays. Okay, so super important. You need to complete one task at a time, and you cannot move forward to the next task unless you have completed the prior task. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about task number 3, online store and integration. So this task in your onboarding process is the final task, right? This is the last task that you will complete so that you can have a functional online store ready to go, so that you can have a place where your customers can buy your products. And so when we're talking about your online store, that's what we're talking about. It's about you having a marketplace online where your customers can visit your store and hopefully buy your products from you. Okay. And so that is the online store, right? It is the place where you promote and sell your products online. And then when we talk about the integration, in very simple terms, the integration is connecting that online store to our fulfillment software so that we can receive the orders that are coming in your store in our system, so that we can ship those orders directly to your customers. So integration is basically linking your online store to our fulfillment team so that we can fulfill orders as they come in. Okay, so this is the last step. So task number 1 was selecting the SKUs, right? The products that you want to sell to your audience. Task number 2 is getting labels for those products with your logo and your unique branding on them. And then task number 3 is setting up your online store and then connecting to Rocktomic so that we can fulfill orders as you sell your products to your customers. Now, most of you guys want to do online sales. And then for those of you that do not want to sell online, then there's no need for you to create an online store and get integrated. You can just start buying product in bulk once you have completed task number 2. Okay, so those of you who are here at Rocktomic only to buy product in bulk and you don't want to sell online, then there's no need for you to complete this task. Okay, so as soon as you complete task number 2, then you are ready to start placing bulk orders directly from your dashboard. Okay, so this task is only for those of you who are planning to sell online, right? Those of you who want to use our drop shipping services. I've seen a lot more people joining as we started discussing this day in the Bootcamp series. So those of you who have just joined, if you haven't already, please go ahead and type in yes in the chat box so that I know that you can hear and see the presentation before we proceed further. Okay, so please, those of you who are just joining, make sure that you type in yes in the chat box so that I know that you can hear and see the presentation correctly. Okay, I want to make sure that everybody can hear and see before we continue. Okay, so thank you for typing in. Okay, so as usual, we're going to talk about a few trade secrets in regards to the online store and integration. And this is just to give you like a rough idea of the most important things that you need to consider as you go through the process of your online store setup and integration. Now, when it comes to your online store, you also have two options with Rocktomic. One option is that you or a developer of your choice creates the online store for you, right? And if you do that, then Rocktomic will not help you in the setup because you're doing it yourself or you're hiring somebody else to do it. And then the second option is that Rocktomic creates the online store for you with our in-house developers. Okay, and this service has an additional fee. And so you have the two ways to go about this, right? You can create your store yourself or with a developer, or you can have Rocktomic help you with that with our developers. Okay. If you are going to be working with a third-party developer, or if you're going to be doing the website yourself, just make sure that you know how to do it, right? Because we've had a good portion of clients wanting to do things on their own, and they end up coming back to us for help because either them or their developers do not understand how to create an online store for supplements and having the store ready for integration. Okay, so it's important that you understand if you're doing your own website or with third-party developers that you guys know what you're doing. And we provide some instructions in your dashboard for that effect. But the idea is that you do your store on your own or that Rocktomic helps you, right? You have those two options. Perfect. So for today, we're going to be talking about some trade secrets when it comes to your online store setup and your integration. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the first trade secret before we go deeper into this task, which is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Number one, my suggestion is that you choose a simple platform to launch your online store. Okay, so you always want to start from less to more, right? You always want to start with simple. And then as you scale, you can create a more complex setup. But I see a lot of people fail in this industry because they want to create this massive project of a website, this massive project of an online store or funnel. And it gets so complex and so detailed that they actually never complete this task. So my suggestion for you so that you can achieve success is to have a simple platform so that you can quickly launch your products and start working on your advertising and your marketing. The truth of the matter is that having a great website is important, definitely, but we've had people focus more into their advertising piece and then they have success because they focus on having a simple store where people can go visit, buy, and that's it. And we've had clients that have had very simple websites, like super simple websites, and they convert lots of their visitors into customers, not because of the website necessarily, but because of the content and the sales strategies that they implement. And that's what's important, right? Is how you position your offer on your store. So it doesn't matter if you have a funnel, if you have a Shopify store, if you have, this, new and very complex funnel systems that are out there. Like, don't pay attention to that primarily, but instead try to focus on having a functional store and focus on developing your core offer. Okay, and we're going to be talking about that. So choose a simple platform. My recommendation is that you start with one of the three that we have right here. My recommendation is that you start with either Shopify, WordPress with WooCommerce, or a Wix website. We fully integrate with these three platforms, and they have been proven to be the simplest and the quickest way to integrate and to set up. And so my recommendation is that if you're starting from scratch, right, we're talking starting a supplement brand from scratch, right, with no audience, nothing, like you're just getting started I recommend starting with any of the three options that we have right here. So today or this week, when you have a minute, go to the website of Shopify, go to the website of WordPress and WooCommerce and Wix, and then check out their options, right? See what they offer, see what their plans are, see if they have one-time fees or monthly fees to have their platforms as your preferred online store platform, so that you can make a decision right from the get-go which store you want to work with. Okay, my favorite option, and actually most of our clients, they have a Shopify store. Okay, so but I recommend the three that you see right here: Shopify, WordPress, and WooCommerce, and Wix. Trust me, it's gonna simplify your life. If you want to do a funnel on ClickFunnels or GrooveCard and Kajabi, there's a lot of funnel companies out there, and their job is to promote, is to sell their businesses, right? Is to sell their services, and the truth is that having a funnel does not mean you're going to make more money, right? Which is what a lot of these companies have positioned their funnels to do, right? If you have a funnel, you're going to sell more. No, that's not true, right? The funnel is not what converts. What converts is the structure that you have on your online store. Because we have clients, and we have had clients that have a funnel and they have invested thousands of dollars on a funnel setup and they have no sales or little sales. So it's not about the structure. It's not about the platform that you use. It's about the structure that you use for that platform. And so with Shopify, WordPress, and WooCommerce, and also Wix, you can create high converting structures while avoiding having to invest thousands or hundreds of dollars on funnel systems. Now, Rocktomic uses ClickFunnels. We use ClickFunnels for our membership site and sales, but we do not use funnels for selling products. First and foremost, because we don't sell products directly to customers, and two, we are a supplier, right? So we offer the products to you so that you can sell the products in your online store. So we don't sell supplements through funnels, right? What we sell through funnels, or the use of ClickFunnels, is our services, our memberships, and we have been fortunate enough to have won the 2 Comma Club Award and the 2 Comma Club X Award, along with the Inc. 5000 spot for this year, for Rocktomic being one of the fastest companies that is growing actually in the United States. Okay, but that's because of membership sales. That's because of the revenue that we've made through selling our memberships and services, right? So ClickFunnels as your platform to sell supplements, I do not recommend it, because it's going to cost you about $1,000 a month to set up a funnel, to set up AppStrand, and to set up a Shopify store on the back end. So it's a very complex process. It's going to cost you a lot, so I don't recommend it. The whole idea for our business model is for you guys to keep your investment to the bare minimum, right? We've always said that, right? We want you guys to invest, just on the things that you need, and with that in mind, having a very complex, multi-platform type of deal when it comes to your online store is only going to be more expensive, and it's not going to guarantee you any results. Right now, having a Shopify store is not going to guarantee you any results either, but it is going to provide a simple and quick way to just get a store, get it integrated, and start working on your sales. Okay. So that's that. Do we have any questions so far? Please let me know. You can type them in the chat box, and I can answer some of those questions before we proceed. If you don't have any questions, just go ahead and type in no, and then we'll continue. Okay, as I wait for questions, I'm going to have a sip of water here. Okay, so I have a question here. I developed my website dynamic. Can I integrate? So when you say my website dynamic, what do you mean by that? Like, are you just telling me that you already completed your website? Okay, so for most of you guys, everything is good to go. Yeah, so PHP websites are not compatible with our integration. What e-commerce plugin are you going to be using for that site, for that PHP site? And yes, we are recording this presentation just like the previous sessions, and everybody should have received an email with a copy of the replay of the previous sessions. Yeah, so if you can elaborate on what e-commerce plugin you're going to use, I can elaborate whether you can integrate with it or not. Yeah, so we don't integrate with ClickFunnels, unfortunately. There is a way to integrate ClickFunnels, but it's very, very expensive, very lengthy, very complex to set up, and I just don't recommend it. And I rather just say we don't integrate with ClickFunnels for your supplement sales. Okay, awesome. So it seems that we don't have any questions. So let's go ahead and continue. All right. So in regards to having a simple store to start your supplement business on simple to use platforms like Shopify, WordPress, WooCommerce, and Wix, one of the trade secrets, or one of the reasons why our top producing clients are doing so well, is because they have the 3-page system or funnel. Okay, when we say funnel, we're not talking about an actual funnel, but the structure of the website. Okay, so this is one of the most important things, is having the 3-page system. Okay, now when we talk about the 3-page system or funnel system for your website, this is what I mean. I'm going to open up the whiteboard here. So that I can elaborate. All right, so can you guys see the screen? Let me know. You can go ahead and type in yes on the chat box and tell me if you can see my screen. Should be a white screen. Okay. So the 3-page system or funnel system. Okay, so like I was saying, this is the number one reason of success, not just with e-commerce, but not just with e-commerce with supplements, but e-commerce in general. Okay, and the 3-page system or funnel system revolves around this concept: simplicity. Sorry for my spelling. Simplicity and ease of use for final consumer. Okay, so the 3-page system or funnel system is basically making it very quick, very easy, very simple to use for your customer to just buy the product, right? When you're dealing with e-commerce, when you're dealing with e-commerce, this is one of the most important concepts, is making your customer, is providing them a very simple, very quickly process to just buy your product, your offers, your bundles, whatever it is that you're selling. The reason for this is because the attention span of people online when it comes to e-commerce is between 10 to 15 seconds. That's how long their attention is going to last for your online store. 10 to 15 seconds. So 10 to 15 seconds is not a lot, right? And you guys can check how you buy products from online stores. Like, can you guys confirm and agree that when you're looking for products, like you go to the website and you do a quick browse, if you don't like what you see, if it's too complicated, if it's too much content, not clear ways of buying or contacting the company, you just go to the next site. You just drop out. You just go to the next app. Can you guys confirm if this is how it is for you as well? Like, it's very difficult to have customers stay for like an hour on a website. Like, that doesn't happen nowadays. So the attention span of people when buying products online is very short, right? It's a very short span. So you guys as customers, do you stay on websites when you're buying products for a few seconds? Is it a quick look around and then a quick decision? Is it like this or not? You can be honest and frank. Maybe some of you guys actually spend time, and you go through everything and spend, 10, 15, 20 minutes, but it's very unlikely, right? Can you guys confirm by typing in yes if you guys also do quick purchases online and you don't dwell on those online stores for too long, right? A lot of people just scan through the products. Like, if they go to Amazon, they just quickly scan on the products, reviews, price, and then they click on what they think is like their best option, without reading thoroughly on everything. But the attention span of people online is very brief, is very short. So if you have a website, right, if you have an online store where it's very difficult for your customers to find the buy now button, like it's going to be very difficult for them to convert, right? It's going to be very difficult for them to actually buy a product. So that's where the 3-page system or funnel system comes into play, right? And so here, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about, this is your website, right? That's the full website, from the beginning, from the top of the website or the top of funnel all the way down to the bottom of the website. So the 3-page system is basically this. This is one page, or this is one section of the website. Then you have the second page or the second section of the website. And then you have your last one right here. And then here, what you have is your core offer. I'm going to change the colors here so that you guys can see. Here's where you have your core offer. Then here you have your content. And when we talk about content, we're talking about let me make this with a different style. There we go, content. Here we're talking about product ingredient info. We're talking about benefits. We're talking about reviews. right? So in the middle of your site is where you provide content of that core offer that you're pitching, that you're presenting to your visitors of your site. And finally, in the third section is where you have your options to buy, right? The options to acquire the products or the services that you're trying to sell to your audience. So that should be your website, as simple as that, right? Of course, you can have here like a little menu on top. You're going to have like the 3 typical lines that you see on websites, where if you click there, it will take you to a menu, right? It's just like a visual representation. Of course, a website doesn't have to look this ugly. This is just like the structure, the bare bone structure of a site. So when people click here in the menu, then they can, check the About Us page. They can see categories of supplements. They can see the contact information. They can see, the shipping policies or return policy or whatever. But like your actual landing page, right? When somebody types rocktomic.com, this is what you should have on your store. You should have here on the first part, or the top of the page, or the top of the funnel, your core offer. Then in the middle of the page or middle of funnel, you have your content. And then at the bottom of the page or at the bottom of the funnel, you have the options to buy, right? So here your core offer can be, for example, I'm just going to use an image from my website. Here is where you have your core offer. Just going to fix it up here real quick. There we go. So here you have your core offer, right? Is that one product for that one niche that can help you solve that one nutritional or physical problem. Then here in the content, you have a product information, ingredient research. You can have the benefits of the product, the benefits of the ingredients. You can have reviews, like videos or written reviews of customers. We did talk about, you buying a few bottles and then giving them to friends and family and then asking them to do a simple video on their phones and then sending that to you. That's valuable information, and you can use that for content. So here, right, is where you elaborate on why your customers should buy your bundle, your supplements, your core offer. And then at the bottom is where you can have the options to buy. So you can do a 1-month supply for $70, right? A very expensive price. Then you have the 3-month supply, where they can get, 3 bottles for a, convenient price. And then you have, again, this is just an example, right? It's one option. There's many options to do this, but then here you have your 6-month supply, which is where you provide like the best value, right? There we go. Just for you guys to see, just like a visual representation of what we're talking about. So the idea is that when they hit your landing page in your website, which is, what the 10 to 15 second attention span goes into play, the idea is that they get hooked here. The idea is that they get attracted by your offer, right? So that's why your offer has to be very unique to that target audience that you're trying to sell, right? Because if you're targeting a specific niche or sub-niche with a specific problem in mind, and then boom, your core offer is the perfect solution for that, that's your hook. That's why defining your target audience and defining that one problem that you want to help your customers with is so important. Because when they go to your site, you do your advertising, your marketing, and you get that ideal customer into your site. The idea is that they get hooked on your core offer because they're going to think to themselves, this is what I need. This is what I've been looking for. I don't have to go to multiple platforms and websites and look for different products. Like, this is exactly what I need. This was designed for me. If you can achieve that, you're going to have a higher percentage of visitors turning into customers. But if it's just a generic core offer, not really intended for any specific niche, yeah, you're not going to get them hooked. They're going to say, this is not for me. This is not what I'm looking for, right? So you get them hooked here, and then that will make them continue reading your content. And then that's when you can capture them for a minute or two, right? Checking out the content. They're going to see the reviews, the ingredient information. They're going to see the quality of your products. So here is where you put everything, your trust badges, right? So talk about the quality. Super important. Talk about the quality. Manufacture in the US with globally sourced ingredients, right? Manufacture at FDA registered, GMP certified facilities, all that good stuff. And then once they consume the content, and they're going to be hooked on the content because you're going to develop your content, right, for that niche, for that audience. Below that is, hey, do you want to buy now? You can get 1 bottle for not a good deal, 3 for a good deal, or 6 for like the best deal. Most likely they're going to go for the 1 or the 3 just to try you out. But as we talked about in one of our first sessions, when you have multiple options to buy, and I recommend 2 or 3, no more than that, because if you do more than 3, it's too many options, and people don't know what to do with too many options. So you want to limit the options to 2 or 3. If you put 1, 3, or 6 bottles, now they're not thinking, should I buy or not, right? They're thinking, should I get the 1, the 3, or the 6? What's in it for me? What's the best value for me? And for first-time buyers, normally they're going to go for either the 1 bottle or the 3. And then if they like everything about your company, your product, and your services, then the next time they buy, most likely they will buy another 3 or the 6-pack, right? And now you have a customer that's going to be with you for 6-7 months. Like, you already acquired that customer for more than half the year, instead of having to buy just 1 bottle at a time. That's why you want to make the 1 bottle option the least convenient one. You want to make it the more expensive option, so that they buy 3, and 3 months is like not such a big risk. 6 bottles is a bigger risk, but at least now you're not just selling 1, you're selling 3, or at the bare minimum, you're selling 1, but at least you won between them choosing whether or not to buy or to buy, which in a way is like the final result that you want. You want somebody just leaving the store buying something, right? And then you have to work on your marketing campaigns and your retargeting campaigns, so that you can get that customer back into your funnel, into your store. But that's a different thing, right? We're talking about like the first time purchase, the first time visit. Okay, so this is what we call the 3-page system or funnel system. So you have 3, and then let's say that they buy one of these options, right? Let's say they buy the 1 bottle. Then they go to what we call the checkout page. right? The checkout page is where they actually put their credit card information and they pay. And then on the checkout page, you can have OTOs, right? One-time offers. Hey, would you like to get an extra bottle for half off? So now, instead of just buying one bottle, you're offering them to buy a second bottle for 50% off. And so you went from selling a $60 or $70 bottle to selling two for $100 total value. And if it's a small bottle with Rock Tonic, your cost for that order is probably going to be what, $25, $27. Your gross profit is going to go about, $70, $78 for that order. $20, $70, which is great for the first order. That gives you enough room for you to cover your ad spend and then your net profit or your true profitability. But you want to make a checkout page that is very simple, right? Very simple, right to the point, which is, hey, buy the product, put your information here, put your credit card. And by the way, I have one-time offers. You can buy this, you can buy that, and then you can be creative and try different things, right? Because you are going to have to try and optimize different things. Maybe an OTO with a specific products or a specific price points may convert better than other products and different price points. So the idea is that you try and test different options to see which one converts the best. And once you find that sweet spot, then that's when you aggressively invest on your advertising budget. You don't want to do that at the beginning. And you definitely don't want to invest $100 on advertising, not make any sales, and just quit, right? That's the entrepreneur that I call the wannapreneur, right? The wannabe-preneur is, that entrepreneur that spends $100 on Facebook ads or Instagram or Google for 30 days. They don't make any sales, and then they just quit. Yeah, those people are not going to succeed at anything online-wise, e-commerce-wise. So you got to try and optimize and do this and try for 6-8 months at the minimum. Get that first sale. I mean, when I get those emails from you guys, hey, Marco, I made my first sale. So excited. Can you check if everything went through correctly? Like those are the best emails that I read. Not the email notifications when somebody buys a $3,000 package or a $5,000 or a $25,000 membership. I don't get excited about those. I get excited about the ones that say, hey, Marco, I made my first sale. Thank you so much for this platform and what you built. Now, can you please check to make sure everything is good to go with that order? And then I check and say, yeah, everything came in correctly, so you're good to go. Keep up the good work. Those are the best emails that I get. I made my first sale. So you have your landing page. Then you have your checkout page with one-time offers if you want to have those, and I suggest that you do. And then after that, after your customer has purchased your products successfully, now you have the third page. So from the checkout page, you go to the thank you page, which in a way has to be an upsell, right? So when we're talking about the 3-page system, we're talking about the 3 sections that you got to have on your landing page. But then we're also talking about having 3 steps for people to fully complete their purchasing experience, which is landing page, selecting their option, checkout page with a one-time offer, and then a thank you page with an upsell, where you can say, hey, thank you so much for buying my products and for buying the one-time offer of our amazing, ashwagandha gummy, blah, blah, blah. To thank you even further, I want to offer you this product or this bundle for a very reduced price. So the idea is that when customers are going through the pages, they're not just buying the one bottle. That's just for them to spend money. And psychologically, when people spend money, usually a small amount, $50 for a bottle, 60. They have a predisposition, like they are more willing to buy or to pay more after they have made that initial purchase. Right? I mean, it happens all the time when you go to the store, you buy something, and then they offer you something at the checkout section, and then you say, yeah, sure, because you already purchased something, you already bought money, so what is it to spend another $20, $30? Like, you're already in the mood of spending. Right? When we're making that first purchase, you're kind of like in the defensive. Should I buy it? Should I not? What's in it for me? What are the benefits? I'm not convinced. But once you're sold, like, it's so much easier to sell more to that person. And then instead of buying one bottle for $50, $60, $70, they end up, spending $150, $180, $250. They were not planning on it, but they saw such a good deal on your thank you page that they said, let's do it. People like when you sell them things properly. People like that. And they're willing to invest and pay you more money as a merchant if you are doing the right thing. Like if you're walking them through a proper purchasing service or experience, I should say. Right? But try to get them to buy something first. Have them go to the checkout page and then pay for that one bottle, and the OTO, and then the upsells on the thank you page are going to be a lot easier to sell. And to be frank with you, your money, your profit is actually made here in the upsell. That's where you actually make your money. It's in the upsell. It's in the OTO. So essentially, these right here are just to cover the expenses of acquiring that customer. So that's why so many e-commerce entrepreneurs, not my clients only, but in general, that's why so many e-commerce entrepreneurs don't make a lot of money. It's because they're focusing on making money here on this one bottle. That's where they put all their focus, and that's all they do. But of course, if you sell one bottle, you have to pay the cost of the bottle. You have to pay for shipping. If you offer free shipping, you have to cover fulfillment, credit card processing fees. You have to pay your monthly fees to Shopify if you're going to be using Shopify. You have to cover your advertising budget because it's not free to acquire customers unless you have organic traffic. But most new brands don't have organic traffic because nobody knows about them. So they have to, do paid advertising. So selling that one bottle or those first 3 bottles, like all of that goes towards actually covering your expenses mainly. If you are breaking even or making a little bit of profit, then you're doing it extremely well. Like your campaigns for advertising are like super optimized. Like if you're acquiring customers for like, $8 to $20, you're doing it phenomenally on retargeting campaigns on Facebook or Instagram. Most people spend about, $50 to $80 just to acquire one customer. So if you're doing less than that, like you're doing it like super well. But regardless, like the first thing that they buy is just to cover your expenses to acquire that customer, because that's how it works in the real world. That's how it works in business. You have to pay to get customers in the door. You have to. At least at the beginning, right? When you're just starting, you have to pay for customers to walk through the door. So if you take this to the brick and mortar, example, like you have to pay on TV ads, on billboard ads, on newspaper ads, so that somebody can say, hey, this company exists and they are located in such address. I'm going to go check them out this Saturday, when I'm off work. And so as they walk from the parking lot into your store, like you already paid money to get that person in. But not because they walked into your store, it means that they're going to buy. Many people walk in the store and they're just like looking at things and they don't really buy. So the OTO, the one-time offer, and the upsells, what that is a professional sales rep actually approaching those people on the door and helping them, assisting them in the purchasing process so that they don't buy just that one couch that they went in to look for. They actually buy the couch, the coffee table, the side table, the lamp, the carpet, and the goddamn TV. Right? That's how it works. That's how it works in business. You're spending money to get that person in the store to buy you the couch, but then they want to leave that store with the whole living room. And that's what you're doing with supplements. It's the same concept, right? So think about this bottle as the couch that they walked in to buy. And then the OTOs and the upsells, which can be just more quantity of product or different products, different types of products. That's like taking the entire living room out the store. And that's how you make your money. So with the initial purchase, you cover your expenses. And then the OTOs and the upsells, all of that turns into your actual profit. So the more revenue you make, then you cover your costs because, shipping one small bottle is the same cost as shipping two small bottles or maybe three. So your cost with shipping is not going to increase that much, even though you're selling 3 times the quantity. So that's how your profitability shows up, right? When you're selling multiple items, volumes of bottles. Is this making sense? Can you guys go ahead and type in yes if this is making any sense at all? I'm trying to make this as simple and as visual as possible so that you can actually see how e-commerce works and how you have to properly set up your online store. And why do I talk about these things? Because people are just concerned and focused on, I don't like the color, I don't like the picture of the website, I don't like, this and that, and all that stuff doesn't really matter. Your furniture store can be the crappiest place on earth, but if you have good furniture, quality furniture, you have professional sales rep, helping your customers, you're going to be selling living rooms left and right, because people are not going to say, oh, this warehouse looks kind of crappy. There is a niche where they actually look at those things, right? We're talking the luxury, the high value niche, where you're not going to walk into a Prada, right? Or into a Louis Vuitton store looking like shit, right? That's a different thing. It's a different example. Here I'm talking about retail, just retail, because that's what you're doing. You guys are retailers, right? We're the wholesaler, you're the retailer. So you're buying at 10 to sell at 50, right? You're just a retail. Now, if you want to have a luxury store, then you can do that too, and you can sell a bottle for $150. And if you can do it, then great. We have clients that actually do it. They sell the supplements as like high value, high end supplements, and they sell to a more reduced niche, but they know how to do it. Here we're talking retail. We're talking getting started. Okay, so go ahead and type in yes if this is making sense. Type in yes if this is painting the picture for you. Because this is the proper way to structure an online store. Core offer, content, options to buy. And again, the options to buy are just for you to cover your expenses. Then on the checkout page, they buy what they chose, and then you offer them one-time purchases, one-time offers. And then on the thank you page is where you provide upsells. And usually on the thank you page, here is where you offer like the most expensive, bundles or offers or additional purchases. Because by now, when they're saying when you're saying thank you, it's because they already pay you. So again, this is the place where they're like hot and ready to buy more. Trust me, we see it all the time when it comes to Rocktomic memberships and services. A lot of people ask, why are you selling a membership for $97? That's like giving it away. Like, why are you doing that? And this is the reason why. Because $97, it covers my expenses to acquire you as a customer. And then, when you go through the one-time offers or upsells, you end up, spending $1,000, $3,000, $5,000. So for us, it works the same way because we are part of this. We are part of e-commerce. And you guys saw that, right? And then we have a few people that get angry. Like, hey, Marco, why are you trying to sell me more stuff after the 97? Again, they're thinking like clients. They're not thinking like entrepreneurs. And then I say, well, you're not seeing this properly. I'm actually showing you how to do this. So if anything, you should be giving me compliments. So we get people that they say, hey, this is a scam. It says $97 and then we have to pay more and more. Well, trust me, they're not going to sell anything online because they don't understand this concept where the initial purchase is just to cover the expenses and then you make your money on the one-time offers and the upsells. It's a very simple concept that people don't know about. And some people get offended. They get angry where they should be learning from it so that you can implement the same strategies that we are implementing. I mean, if I were to ask you, do you want to be with your supplement business? Would you like to be in the Inc. 5000? Like, let me ask you straight up. Would you like to be in the Inc. 5000? That means, would you like to be amongst hundreds of thousands of businesses starting every single day in the US? Would you like to be part of the elite 5,000 that are the fastest growing companies with your supplement brand? Wouldn't you be happy to be there? I cannot think of anybody saying, no, I don't want to be a fast growing company. I want to be a slow growing company. I want to be a shitty company. I want to be nothing. Like, nobody will say that, right? So if I ask you guys, those of you who are here, like, would you love to be in the Inc. 5000? Not just on the Inc. 5000, but the Inc. 500, because actually Rocktomic made it to the Inc. 500. So out of 5,000 companies that are already growing super fast for 2023, we are amongst 10% of that. We are amongst the 500. So wouldn't you like to be there? Well, this is how you do it. This is how you get there. And that's not to brag about Rocktomic. It's to brag about the concept, which was not created by Rocktomic. This concept was created by the experts of marketing, right? And we're talking the experts of marketing in the world. They created this. We just used the model, and now we teach it because we saw that it works. And I want you to find success. I want you to sell not $50 and that's it. I want you to sell $150, $250, and then you pay me my cost, which is going to be 25, 30, 40% maybe, depending on your retail price. But you pay me my cost, and then the rest is for you to keep. So this is a 3-page system, and this is one of the best kept secrets when it comes to e-commerce, because I can challenge you, who is actually telling you this, like just the way that I am, like in the e-commerce space? Like, very few people, and you usually have to pay thousands to get access to those courses, because this is course material right here. This is content for a course that I could be selling for $1,000, and trust me, I would sell it to 1,000 people. I could. I don't want to sell it, And the reason for that is because I want you guys to use this so that you can sell your products, sell as much of it as possible. And on the back end, that's where I make my money when you sell products, because Rocktomic makes money through the sales of products, just like you do. So that's why I'm not charging you $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 even to access this bootcamp, right? We gave it away for free. This is how you achieve success in the e-commerce space. It's not through that one bottle. So many clients, they just focus on that one bottle. And then when they sell it, they say, Marco, I didn't make any money. And then I say, well, of course not. How can you make money out of one bottle if you have so many expenses to cover? Now, we've made it low cost. We've made it cheaper to start a supplement brand for sure. Of course we have. But when you start your operations for your supplement brand, like, you still have to invest money on advertising, your whatever overhead you may have, your internet, maybe an office space that you're using, or a co-work space. Like, maybe you have partners that you have to split the revenue and the profit. Like, maybe you have 3 partners. Maybe you have a credit that you need to pay back. Like, I don't know what your individual circumstance is, but I can tell you definitely, and I can assure you that selling one bottle is not going to make you money. It's going to make revenue, but not profit. And you want to be in the profit game. You don't want to be into the revenue game. I have been in the revenue game on previous ventures and business opportunities, and it's ugly because every month you're just making money to pay somebody else. And so you become an employee, essentially. Even though you have your own business, you become an employee of somebody else, because you make revenue and then you got to pay everybody and everything, and then you end up with minus $1,000 a month. So you're actually losing money. So you're working to pay the system. You're not working to pay yourself. So the way that you start playing the profit game is with amazing OTOs on your checkout page and super amazing upsells that makes sense to your audience. And so that's why we've been saying this all along since day one. Like, don't try to create an online store with dozens of products. Focus in one. And then, a lot of you guys have 5 labels. Most of you have 20. And the majority of you guys that are here in this bootcamp have access to unlimited labels. But be strategic about it. Start with one product and then use the other labels or other products for the OTOs and the upsells. So don't even put, for example, the magnesium or the testosterone booster on the landing page. Like, just sell the male enhancement supplement, and then you use the testosterone booster, and then you use the magnesium, and you say why magnesium is good, for enhancing your testosterone. Right? You elaborate on those products on those 2 pages, and now you have your 3x3. Right? So 3 sections, 3 pages. And then once you master this, because this is not finished yet. Once you master this, then you can start trying adding more sequences to your sales experience or to your sales process, where you can have down sales, cross sale, right? Your down sale, your cross sale. You can test and optimize those additional processes here. A downsell is, for example, when they say no to your upsell. No, I don't want to buy 6 bottles. I don't want to buy that new product. I don't want to buy the magnesium. A downsell is a page after that says, okay, well, would you like to get one of the ashwagandha gummy, which helps with this and this and this and that, for like 50% off. So here they were thinking adding $100 to their order value. Here is just like an additional $20. So they're going to say probably, yeah, I can do $20. I wasn't going to do the $100, but I can do 20. Boom. Now you have 50, 60, 70 plus the 20. Now you have almost 100. And then a cross sale, could be an offer that is not strictly related to this. It could be, for example, a new product that you're thinking of launching, and you're just, giving that product away for like 70% off, just for that customer to try it. Right? But you got to start little by little. You start with your landing page, your checkout page, and your thank you page with OTOs and upsells. and then you test and optimize, and then you can start adding more. And then you see, what works the best, what leaves you the best, or the most revenue. And then you go from there. Is this making sense, guys? Is this making any sense to you? Go ahead and type in yes if it is. If it's not, let me know, and I'll be happy to elaborate again. But it should be fairly simple, right, to understand. This is the best way to make profit through e-commerce, especially with supplements. Again, the summary is not just selling that one bottle and focusing on that one bottle, which is what a lot of clients of ours do. And then they wonder why they don't make any money, why they're losing money. And guess what? You're meant to break even or maybe lose a little bit of money on that first sale, because again, you're making your profit on the checkout page with the one-time offer, and then on the thank you page with the upsells. This is how ClickFunnels grew the way that they did. It's because of all the sales that they offer you in the thank you page. So you subscribe to this, $200 a month or $297 a month membership. But then they sell you, hey, we can build your funnel for you. We can do this for you. And Russell Brunson was selling $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 funnel build outs and coaching. And that's how they made all their money. Is through the thank you page and the upsells and then the down sales and the cross sales. Get my new book, for this much. Get my new secrets, always launching secrets. I have the new secret, the secret this, the secret that, and they get people engaged and hooked on getting the next thing. You want to do the same thing with your products. So in addition to having your landing page with your core offer, you start here, but then you want to do mini launches of new products every 3 to 6 months. So you're always having your audience hooked. You're always having your audience engaged into what's next. What's the next thing? And you can add those in your checkout page, thank you page sequences. See, launching a new product works when you add those to the post-purchase sequence, right? So with every website, you have the pre-purchase sequence. You have the purchase sequence. And then you have the post-purchase sequence. Always the rule of 3. Pre-purchase, the purchase, and then the post-purchase. So here, you invest money. Here, you break even, or maybe you lose money. It's in the post-purchase sequence where you make your profit. So a lot of people, they quit here because they invest and they don't see any return, and they do it for a few weeks. Then more people, or I should say less people, lose motivation here because they get stuck in the purchase sequence where they break even on their money or even lose a little bit of money. That's why I get the comments sometimes where people say, hey, Marco, how can I make money with your protein? Your protein is $26.97, when people are selling protein shakes for like $13 on Amazon. How can I make money? I don't even bother responding to those because I will have to teach them like everything that you guys have taught in this bootcamp in probably like a 30 session type of deal. And of course, they're not willing to invest, so they're not going to even consider that. But I usually reply, like, if you think you cannot make money, then you will not make money. What else can I tell you? If you have your mind made up and you're not looking for options, you're not looking for a solution, if you're just locked in on the problem, like, yeah, you're not going to make money. So this is what is going to make you the profit, right? This post-purchase sequence, especially this one, the thank you page with the upsells, downsales, and cross sales. That's where you make your profit. But you have to go through this and this, not lose motivation before you get to here. So my job is just to show you what you got to do so that you can at least try the first time with the knowledge and the understanding that, the purchase process is a process, right? And that you make revenue, you make profit, but, this is divided in different stages. And then it's a volume, it's a numbers game, right? If you sell to 100 people, if you sell to 1,000 people, if you sell to 2,000 people, then the numbers are always going to go in your favor because you're doing volume. I have clients that when they sell 1,000 units, I reach out to them individually and say, hey, excellent job. You've sold 1,000 units, because I keep track of everything and everybody. Every time I get on a call with somebody or an email, everybody says, Marco, I know you're busy. How do they know that? It's my voice, because I'm always busy. It's my short emails and my short emails that are right to the point. Like sometimes I get emails that are like almost a book. And my reply is, what is the order number? Right? Whenever there's an issue with an order, whatever the issue may be, I get these long emails, like telling me their whole life story, when the question should be, Marco, order so-and-so from this store has this issue. Can you help me? Right? So it's important that you look into the perspective of things, right? And when it comes to your online store, this is a proper perspective. This is the plan. This is a map that you're looking at right here. Now, of course, this is not it's not a nice visual representation, like it's not a website. You're not seeing one, but this is a structure, right, that you need to follow. Okay, so again, here you invest. Here you make the revenue to cover your investment, and maybe, again, you break even or lose a little bit of money or make money. And then here you have the post-purchase sequences, which is where you make your profit. So how can you make money with that protein that's so expensive? Well, this is how you do it. You should be selling the protein right here at $26.97. You can sell it at the same wholesale cost that I'm offering it to you. Like if your only strategy is to sell based on price, then do that. But make sure that on your checkout page and your thank you page, you're offering the pre-workout, the fat burner, the testosterone booster, the BCAA, so that you can actually make profit from that order. And then you will lose money on protein, because most brands in the market, they actually lose money on protein. They use it as a marketing expense. And that's what protein is, if you're doing a sports nutrition supplement brand, of course. There's a lot of products where you're going to be losing money on, and that's meant to be that way. We have concepts like your hero product. We have concepts like your loss leader, right? We're talking marketing concepts, right? When we're talking about the loss leader, we're talking about a product that attracts the traffic, and I don't know if I'm spelling it correctly, break even, but you break even or you even lose money. And that's fine, because that product is not meant for you to make money. That product is a marketing expense. It's an expense to acquire that customer. It's a product that will attract that audience to your site and get that product in addition to other products. Because, for example, nobody buys a whey protein without buying a creatine or a BCAA or a pre-workout or a testosterone booster and the multivitamin, L-argine or glutamine. Like somebody who buys protein, like they buy 3 or 5 more products. So people ask, Marco, how can I make money with your protein? If they are a quality client and prospect, I will take the time to say, well, my friend, you don't make money on protein. You're looking at it incorrectly. And then I elaborate on this. You make money on the other products, and then the upsells and the cross sales and the down sales. So sell the whey protein for $27. If you want to sell it cheap and you want to compete, sell it at the same price that I'm selling it to you at, and then make sure you make money on the other products. Make sure you're selling $250, $350 on every order. And then trust me, you're going to have plenty of revenue to pay me for the cost of product, fulfillment, and shipping, and then have a great profitability, north of 50%. That's 20 points more than the norm of 30% profitability for any business. Is this making sense, guys? So you're going to have a lot of products that may be a loss leader, meaning a product that will attract customers and you're not going to make money on it. And that's fine. As long as you have a strategy on the back end for the upsells, the cross sales, and the down sales. Of course, if not, you will be losing money every time, right? And you will be playing the revenue game, not the profit game. Now, can my developers create this type of website for you? Of course. Does this development take a little bit more money and more time to develop and more resources? Of course it does. Of course it does. Right? We have website templates that are included with our standard basic website service where you pick a template and then you have the developers customize that template with the first 5 products and so forth. But building a website like this one, it'll take a little bit of more time, more resources, more content. But this is the website that you want to build. This is the website that you want to create with this structure. But this is different for everybody, right? We're talking about our clients, you guys, and you all have different backgrounds. You have different business plans, different ideas. So obviously we got to give you, some generic templates and generic, we need to provide a starting point. But then for those of you who invested a little bit more, right, on your $1,000 plan or the $3,500 plan or the $5,000 membership, then of course we're giving you more assistance, more guidance on how to go about building the proper website. We can also create the content for you. We can create the content for your product, for your ingredients, for the benefits. We can create videos. We can have somebody on camera with your logo talking about your product to your audience. We have all those services in-house. We provide them. We don't advertise them, right? Because we want to keep them exclusive to serious entrepreneurs that they want more out of Rocktomic than just the drop shipping. And that's not everybody, of course. It's a percentage of our customers. But if anybody wants to talk to me about the content development, video development of your brands and products, and you want to talk to me about the funnel type of system or the 3-page system for the website, just email me directly. All of you guys that were invited to this bootcamp have my direct email, so just reach out to me and I can tell you pricing and what we do and do a couple of consultations and go from there. All of it optional, of course, right? Again, we have so many clients with so many backgrounds and business plans that we just have to we have to provide this open, right? We have to openly, provide this a la carte based on what you guys need from us, right? It's very complex to package things because it will be so many multiple packages and options that it will be very confusing. I mean, sometimes 2 memberships is already confusing, right? Sometimes 2 or 3 memberships is confusing enough, right? To add more to it. So we use, all the additional content and services we provide as part of our backend. on request. Like if you guys want more information, if you guys want quotes, just reach out to me and we can discuss it. Okay, perfect. So I think you guys got the point. That's what the 3-page system or funnel is. Number 4, as part of the trade secrets, content is king. Today, the number 1 tool to convert a visitor into sales or into a customer that pays you is through video. Images and video. So content is king nowadays. If you can have 10, 15 videos, like 20-second videos of different people talking about your product, saying how great it is, how great they felt, saying the benefits they have after 30 days of trying the product, that is going to convert like crazy. It's not the 3D mockup. It's not your amazing logo. It's not your low price. Actually, when you offer a supplement for a low price, people don't want to buy it. Think about that for a minute. So many of you guys, so many of our clients focus so much on the price. Like if I were to see an omega-3 bottle for like $10, I'm like, where is this product coming from? I'm not gonna even touch it. If I see one for $49.97 with all the trust badges, I'm gonna be like, whoa, what is this? I've never seen this before. What is this omega-3 from? What is it? Let me check the formula. Let me see the content. Let me see the 10 video reviews. If I buy 3 bottles, instead of paying $50, I'm going to pay $35.97. All right, let's try 3 bottles, because omega-3, you need at least 3 months to feel anything, to feel, the improvements in your immune system and your body and your wellness overall. You need at least 90 days. Yeah, like an omega-3 soft gel for like $7. It's probably cooking oil in that capsule, right? So many people focus on price. I need to sell cheap. I need to sell cheap. No, you don't have to sell cheap. You need to sell well. You need to promote well. You need to develop content, because content is king. And that's how you promote and sell your products online, is through content. Because they're not touching the product. They don't have a sales rep trying to push the product towards them. You have them and their phone, and it's through content that you connect the two, right? The information they're reading on the phone with what their purchasing decisions, on how their purchasing decisions are made in their brains. Content is done through that. Video content. Buy product, make videos on your phone. People like those raw videos. They don't like super produced videos, because they look fake. Like they like just regular people, like regular people wearing like street clothes, like moving the phone as they talk with like a huge pimple in their nose. Like they want to see real people, and so make raw videos of your products, and put them on your website, put them on your advertising. Like they work. People want to buy from real people. And at that point, that's what they're doing. You're not selling the product. It's like other people that are talking about your product that are doing the sales for you. So content, images, and video is king. Trust me. You have probably seen a lot of our advertising online, and it's usually me on those videos talking about Rocktomic and the business model. That's one of the reasons why we're in the Inc. 5000, actually the Inc. 500 for this year, because we've done tons of content and video to explain what it is that we do. So it's not me, it's not my face, it's doing videos. You guys actually, and you've seen the videos. I'm wearing like my Nike, sweatpants, and my t-shirts and my hat, like, looking back, like real videos. That's how I dress on the daily. I don't dress with suits or, with like professional clothes. Like, fuck that. That's not who I am. I wear sports clothes every day because I'm always on the move. I'm always working, doing something. That's how I wear. That's how I live. If you see me at the mall shopping, you'll see me exactly how you see me on the videos that you've seen of the Rocktomic advertising. That's me. So we do real videos, at the facility, and you've seen there's not high quality on the audio or the video. And I've got bad feedback, because of that. Like, people saying, "Oh, I wouldn't buy from a guy wearing wearing a hat, or wearing, like a Nike sweatpant." Like, ugh. Well, that's not my target audience. My target audience is real entrepreneurs, like you guys that have purchased our memberships. Like, you guys are my audience. Not that guy that is judging me for my clothing, and making a purchasing decision on a business opportunity because of that. I could care less about what clothes I wear and what people say about my clothes. Like, you shouldn't care either what people say or think. Like, you know what you're doing. You guys have, or you want to have a millionaire mindset, which is what I believe I have, and I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Because I'm talking about my business. I'm talking about the opportunity. That's where I want the focus to go towards, not my fancy clothes. But video, guys, of your products, of your supplements, video is king. Okay, so invest in your video and your images and your written content. Super important. And then you got to have sales strategies for your online store, which is what we just elaborated on, right? You want to have the one product option, the 3-month supply, the 6-month supply with different perks and different services. Like, you want to have those sales strategies so that people can make those decisions. You want to have your one-time offers. You want to have your upsells, cross sales, down sales. Again, that's how you make revenue, and that's how you make profit, because you want to do both. You cannot have one without the other, right? You got to have revenue and tons of it so that you can cover your expenses and then make your profit. But if you don't make revenue, then you don't make anything, right? Yeah, I see a lot of people asking for my direct email. Let me type it in here in the chat box. Let me know if you guys get it. There's my email, my direct email. If you guys want to check with me directly on us building this type of website or developing written or video content, we can give you guys a quote based on what you guys want to do, and then that will help you enormously with your conversions. Trust me, we've seen it happening. Awesome. So make sure that you guys work through your dashboard. If you guys need help, use the help button and reach out to my customer support team. Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern time zone. I'm going to show you the dashboard so that you know how to go through the process of your website development or online store development and integration. Very simple process. We have developers and integration staff members that will help you through it. But we will talk about that and the dashboard on Wednesday. And I'm also going to show you some of our successful clients, some of them, some of our success stories, so that you can check out their websites, so you can see what they're doing. And then I can elaborate on, the techniques that they're using, so that you guys can have like a more visual representation of what an actual high converting website looks like. And with some of them, you guys may be shocked. You may be thinking, how can he make $200,000-$300,000 with that crappy website? Like, trust me, you guys will think that with some of them, but they do. Again, it's because the sales process. It's not because of the web design. That's in the past. Like, the more beautiful your website was, then, people will be like, oh, I want to buy from them because they have a beautiful website. Like, today, it's not about that. It's about the experience of going through the process quickly. And it has to make sense to your customers financially and, with the offers that you're putting in front of them. So we'll talk about those things in our last session on Wednesday, and then we're done with the bootcamp. Okay. So guys, any questions for me? Any doubts before we finish for today? Today we just talked about more of the conceptual, right? Conceptual structure of an online store that we have seen works the best. And so on Wednesday, we will talk about the actual onboarding process, right? Any questions, any doubts for me before we finish for today? Please let me know. Okay, it seems that everything was pretty clear, which is great. So I don't see any major questions here so far. So yeah, thank you guys for showing up today. This is day number 5 on Wednesday at 12 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time Zone. We will do our day number 6 and final session of this bootcamp. So thank you guys for being here. I hope that you found value in our presentation for today, and this will hopefully help you achieve more success in the supplement and e-commerce space. Because again, if you guys do well, if you guys are successful, then we will. That's how we do it. All right, so you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and then we'll see you on Wednesday. Okay? Have a good afternoon. Bye.